It is 16th of May 2021. I am Jonathan Brown, founder of Acuity, the fully decentralized social media platform built on Polkadot. And today I'm going to show you how to become a validator on the Acuity blockchain. Okay, so we're going to start on the Acuity website. So that's at acuity.social. And if we click on Access Blockchain, we get to the standard Polkadot web app for accessing Polkadot blockchains. And we can go to staking, and I'll just zoom out a little bit so we can see more information. So Acuity uses the standard Polkadot consensus mechanism, which is nominated proof of stake. And we can see at the moment we have 35 nominators and 4 validators. So this is not very decentralized at the moment. We need to have ideally 8 out of 8 validators and more waiting. And then once there's more validators waiting, then we can increase the maximum. And then the nominators, they put their funds at stake in order to vote for validators. So both the nominators and the validators, they can earn revenue if they do a good job, and they can lose their Acuity. They can be slashed if they do a bad job. Okay, so we have this existing tutorial for how to set up a validator on Polkadot. This is very similar to Kusama or Acuity or any other Polkadot style blockchain. So to begin with, it just talks a little bit about the responsibilities of running a validator. So the nominators are going to be relying on you to do a good job. So if you do a bad job, you will be punished by having your Acuity slashed, but also people who have nominated you, they will also lose funds. So it's really important to do a good job of being a validator. Now this tutorial, it really focuses on the fact that you can build your own node software with Rust. I've actually pre-built the Acuity binary. So if we go to the Acuity GitHub, we go to Acuity substrate, we go to the latest release. So you can build this yourself, or you can use this Acuity binary, which I've built for Linux, which is probably what you're going to be using to run your validator node. You got to make sure that the time is correct on your server. Okay, so the command you would use to synchronize your Acuity node is just like this, except you run the Acuity binary instead of Polkadot. Now the user interface for creating a validator, it's changed a little bit since this tutorial was created. So now we can actually do it in a single step. So we don't have to bond our controller and our stash, and then later on add the keys from the node. We can actually do it in one step. So we're just going to scroll down to set session keys. So you need to restart your Acuity node, but with the validator option. So that will make sure it can be a validator. And then you need to generate the session keys for your node. Now there's 2 ways you can do this. In theory, you can use the web app. So you would connect to your local node down here, and then you would go to RPC calls and rotate keys. But the problem with that is that this web app is running on HTTPS, and your local node will just be serving RPC over HTTP. So the browser will not allow this to happen. You can, of course, self-host this web app on your local domain, and then you will be able to do it that way. The alternative is to do it on the command line using this command. So I'll just copy that, and I'll pull up my terminal. Okay, so we have, this is my command that I use to run Acuity on my local computer. And we can see we use the RPC port of 9951. So if we paste in that command, we just put in the correct port number. And this is the data we're looking for. Okay, so let's go to the web app, and we're going to go to staking. We go to account actions. We want to create a validator. So I've pre-created some test accounts. So we have a stash account and a controller account. It's just has a default value for how much Acuity to be bonded. And then if, as a validator, when you make revenue, this can automatically go to different places. So either you can increase the amount at stake, or you can just keep it in the stash account and not increase the amount at stake. The funds can be sent back to the controller account, or you can send it. You can specify a totally different account to send the funds to. But we're just going to keep it on increase the amount at stake. Okay, so this is where we paste in our keys from the rotate keys command. And we're going to allow nominations. So we click bond and validate, and then sign and submit. And because I'm using the Polkadot browser extension, I get this little dialog popping up. So I'm just going to type in the password for the stash account. Okay, so we broadcast the transaction, so that should, yeah, that's now complete. So we have now bonded the stash account with the controller account. We've provided the session keys for my local node. And we can see that now my validator that I've just set up is waiting. Now I think it will automatically join the validator pool because we don't even have the maximum number of validators. But if we did have enough validators, then the voting of the nominators would actually have an effect. But of course, I don't recommend you try to nominate this this validator because it's just running on my home computer, and my internet may stop working, or I may get a power cut, for example. So I could actually, I might start the unbonding process. Yeah, so I'm just going to click stop. Okay, so hopefully that is no longer, yeah, so it's no longer there. So no one will attempt to nominate my validator. Okay, now once you've set up your validator and you've got it running, you want to communicate with the nominators to convince them to nominate your validator. So the best way to do that at the moment is to go to the Discord channel, and you'll find the staking room, and then you can tell everyone about the fact that you have a validator running and that you want to be nominated. So thank you very much. I think we're losing some light here, so I better wrap it up. Talk to you all again very soon.